the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Greece, Mr. Nikos Kotsias, that we would publish our speeches in a book in all languages to establish this meeting. We can have observers, and those can be countries that do not have an ancient civilization, and we will invite us next time international organizations such as the UN and UNESCO, and according to the themes addressed, other international organizations. We will create a network with the competent persons in each country, and we agreed that next time also, together with the political meeting, an academic one also, and we will organize a joint meeting of academics and ministers in order to share views and opinions. We agreed that civilization is the good and peaceful one. It is the one that links and connects the past and the future, which gives power to those who are weaker and upgrades the relations amongst the states. This, in fact, makes us feel very responsible because we have to continue the ancient civilization. Today, in a historic meeting in this Ancient Civilizations Forum, together with my Chinese friend, Mr. Wang Yi. Thank you, Wang Yi. So we undertook the initiative together with the other states, and we had the pleasure to meet here in Athens. For us, civilization is soft power. It's also an economic factor, and it is what makes man more human, and it allows us to speak what has remained unspoken and do away with fear. We believe that we must continue with our collaboration in order to promote a peaceful cooperation, and I think that we will have projects underway which will be agreed in the next few months. Civilization is linked with many spheres of action of man, education, tourism, with averting wars, new technology, and the way that we utilize it. So we want, as the Greek state, to promote a positive agenda in our foreign affairs. What we did yesterday and today was to showcase the wealth of civilization and its usefulness for international relations. Along the same lines, in a month's time, we will have the next meeting of inroads for safety and stability and the creation of positive synergies in Eastern Mediterranean amongst European and Arabic states, and together with various groupings, we're working towards this direction. I'd like to say that I am very touched and very pleased because this was an objective that I had for decades now. It is, in fact, something that we have striven for with the Prime Minister Tsipras. We truly wanted to establish this forum, and we're very pleased to do so together with China and to find the agreement of Egypt and Italy. And it was a great pleasure that our friends from Latin America came on board, and that we have the greatness of the Arab cultures that developed. And it is, in fact, with great pleasure that we saw them 2 years ago accept our proposals, and we see this proposals bearing fruit now and leading to a set of practical measures. I would like to thank my colleagues, and I give them the floor so that they can say in their own words how they feel about this initiative. Thank you very much. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of China, Mr. Wang Yi, has the floor.
Has agreed to act as a co-initiator of this forum. This is because in this international landscape of uncertainty and destabilizing factors, it is important for us to draw strength from our ancient civilizations and fine cultural traditions. From these traditional wisdom, we may find references to resolve problems we face in the world today. Our ancient traditional wisdom can provide us good solutions. Today's meeting is only a beginning. We have had a full day's meeting, but we have conducted fruitful discussions and we have built up consensus. We have formed 3 consensus or described by 3 key words. First, peace. Our 10 countries are countries with original and time-honored civilization. For thousands of years, we have witnessed the rise and fall of various dynasties and empires. We have witnessed wars, conflict, poverty, and turbulences in many parts of the world. So we as ancient civilizations are keenly aware of the importance of peace. We cherish peace. From our ancient civilizations, we have learned that we have the shared responsibility of upholding peace. Any international disputes, any regional conflict should be resolved by peaceful means. This world must never have wars and conflicts. And second key word is tolerance. All our 10 civilizations have our respective features. We all have our own cultures and civilizations. Our diversity, the diversity of civilizations has contributed to the progress of human civilization. Back to over 2,000 years ago, the Chinese people said that gentlemen believe that peace without uniformity. And this is the true way, true responsible way of a country to pursue peace. There is no supremacy among civilizations. No one civilization is superior to others. We all stand as equals. And that is why it's important for us to pursue inclusiveness and tolerance and mutual learning as a way of seeking common progress. And third key word is cooperation. All our 10 civilizations have had a proud history. We all need to open up even brighter vistas. We all face the daunting task of pursuing economic growth, rejuvenation, and improving the lives of our people. And that is why we need to strengthen cooperation for win-win results. That is why we need to work hand in hand to realize common development and shared prosperity. And I believe this is also how our 10 original ancient civilizations can contribute to our future generations and mankind as a whole. My final point is that Foreign Minister Coetzee, he has worked very hard for the launch and the opening of this forum. He has devoted so much to this forum. He has a true love for the interactions among different civilizations, and we are deeply touched by his dedication. It is because of his efforts that we can launch this forum. We should also thank Greek President and Prime Minister and Greek friends from all social spectrums for your active support to this forum, and that is how we can have this very good beginning for this forum. I also want to appreciate the contribution from friends either present or not present here in this room. On behalf of the Chinese side, I extend my most sincere thanks to all of you. It is my firm belief that this forum will go from strength to strength and will gain even stronger recognition and welcome from the international community. Thank you.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Egypt, Mr. Sameh Shukri, you have the floor.
في البداية أود أن أعبر عن بالغ
First and foremost, I'd like to express my gratitude to the two ministers of foreign affairs of Greece and of the People's Republic of China. It is in fact something that has given us great pleasure to exchange views. This forum revisits and revises the history of civilization, and it also revives the values that should be universal and a source of inspiration. Pharaonic Egypt, ancient Greece, ancient Rome have all passed through Egypt. So we see that this is an extension of the past into the future based on the peaceful coexistence, being able to overcome destructive thinking, to being able to tackle conflict. So I think that we will be able to establish, on the basis of peaceful coexistence, the consolidation of communication. This will enable our people to make progress. That is why we are looking for a decisive contribution, and we are hoping that these efforts will bear fruit, that will benefit not only this group but the whole of mankind. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to give the floor to the Dr. Mohammed Zarif from Iran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be here with representatives of the 10 ancient civilizations addressing the international media. I wanted to thank the government and people of Greece for their gracious hospitality, and I wanted to thank my dear friends, the foreign ministers of Greece and China, for initiating this welcome initiative at this important juncture when the international community needs more than ever the contribution of wisdom that comes from all the civilizations on the face of the earth. I believe what we need to do together is to promote the ideas that have kept these civilizations alive. It's not been the wars. If we remember these civilizations, we don't remember them by their military victories, but we remember them by the contribution to knowledge, the contribution to understanding, the contributions to human empathy that these civilizations stood for. So at this time when the world is suffering from extremism of all kinds, extremism that is reflected in the approaches of many participants, state and non-state actors at the global level, we need the lessons that we can draw from old civilizations, civilizations that have seen the rise and demise of many empires. Know that times of victory and defeat are but short moments in the history of mankind. We can contribute by promoting dialogue, understanding, human empathy and moderation within the international community, and I thank the government of Greece for this initiative to allow us to make this contribution at this time, and I believe this idea and this forum has a lot to offer to the international community, and we hope that in the future we can continue to work together in order to promote understanding, dialogue and moderation. Thank you.
Now I'd like to give the floor to Iraq, to Mr. Ibrahim Abdali Hamza Al-Jafari. Thank you. I would like to welcome the convening of the first Ancient Civilizations Forum. This is an event of great importance, and always the first step is the most auspicious one. So this is in fact where we are able to bring to life this forum, and we started from scratch. So that means that we have the first meeting, and we hope there will be many more. We hope that the forum will be an annual event, and we will be very pleased to have the next forum in Mesopotamia, in Iraq, with which counts, which actually dates back to thousands of years, and we are very pleased to be here together with Egypt, where civilization first emerged. So we hope that we'll have an ongoing communication that will reflect the principles of civilization, because the culture of discrimination has cost people a lot. There's a culture of war, and I'd like to refer to the First and the Second World Wars, and this was based on the philosophy of war and on racism, which was transformed into intolerance, and then intolerance was transformed and converted into war. And we had 5.5 million victims worldwide. We have to promote a culture of understanding, peace and love. We need to promote a culture of harmony and convergence to be able to do away with conflicts. A lot of modern time intellectuals believed that we would have a conflict of civilizations, but instead we are promoting a convergence of civilizations. We want to promote harmony, which will in fact ensure that we will promote cultural diversity and transform it into emotional wealth. So this will help us overcome the many ills worldwide. We have to see this conference in the context of our joint collaboration, which focuses on this dialogue of civilizations. Dialogue is instrumental in this endeavor, and it has a timeless nature. The enemies of civilization, such as Daesh in the Islamic world, target man himself, target women, children, anything that reflects humanity. They target coexistence and love. They've gone beyond any possible limit, and they have targeted the ancient civilization monuments, and they have destroyed them. We are advocates of this dialogue, and we staunchly support it. So this is a first step in the right direction, but we hope that this will continue further in order to become consolidated. That means that the culture of love will be a reality that will help us tackle the intolerance promoted by Daesh, which wants to bring about destruction. And we are proposing this dialogue of civilizations. And by way of conclusion, I'd like to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Greece and his Chinese counterpart, Mr. Wang Yi. It is not by chance that they belong to two of the most ancient civilizations. And it is here in Greece that we saw democracy born. We had the dawn of democracy. But we see that Socrates, unfortunately, was put to death by a democratic decision, and this distorted the meaning of democracy. And that is why he was made to drink hemlock. And that meant that the democracy actually had to be poisoned by hemlock. So I'd like to thank you, and may peace be with you.
Δημοκρατίας του Περού, κύριος Salvador del Solar.
Mr. Salvador del Sola from Peru is given the floor. Good evening. I would like to convey the thanks of the government of Peru to the Greek government for the hospitality and the thanks to the government of China for the support. I think that we are headed in a very good direction. But now we are headed in an uncertain future. I think it's very good to have to discuss in a forum about ancient civilizations. We believe in dialogue and tolerance against ignorance. We are in favor of civilization. We are convinced that this new ancient civilizations forum will give an excellent future to our past. Thank you very much. Dr. Guadalupe Palomé de la Cruz, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bolivia, will take the floor.
Gracias, muy buenas tardes a todos. Como Bolivia también.
Καλησπέρα σας, ευχαριστώ, καλησπέρα σας σε όλους. Good evening, thank you very much. For Bolivia, it has been a great honor to participate in this Ancient Civilizations Forum. I would like to particularly thank the Hellenic government as well as the government of the People's Republic of China, who was a co-organizer of this very important event. May I also add that my country represents here the civilization of Anahota, who was developed around Lake Titicaca in La Paz, Bolivia. In Bolivia, we stand in favor of peace and dialogue, and through diplomacy of the peoples, we move towards multiculturalism of civilization and, in essence, of good coexistence. This is our philosophy. Bolivia will host the next Ancient Civilizations Forum next year in 2018, where we are convinced, we are certain that we will be able to give the continuity needed in this excellent initiative of the Greek government. Thank you very much.